What's up, guys? So today I wanted to make a brief tutorial video about these Spertzl tuners I've brought up several times in the past. They are my favorite brand of tuners. They are locking tuners. If you're not familiar with what a locking tuner is, I suggest you do your homework. But the gist of it really is that there is a screw, or almost kind of like a piston, on the back of the tuner that will hold your string in place. And as you tighten up that screw, it'll actually hold the string, so you don't have to actually wrap the string around the post. The reason I wanted to talk about these Spertzl specifically is because unlike other types of locking tuners, they have a post that actually has to be drilled into the headstock, so there is a little bit more work involved. I feel like that holds it in place over the long run a little bit better. They do make versions that don't have that. You can have what's called a Spertzl Easy Mount, but I actually don't care for those as much. I actually prefer these, where it takes a little bit more work, but I feel like it's a little bit more of a permanent solution. They're all completely customizable. You can get them in dozens upon dozens of color combinations and finishes. That's one of my favorite things about them. I theme all my guitars to different themes, so I like having the color flexibility. Plus, it's a great American company. If you contacted them, you're going to talk to somebody right there in Cleveland, Ohio. If you email Spertzl at spertzl.com, you're going to get Ron, who's one of the heads of the company, who's going to actually email you back personally. If you have an issue, they will handle it directly. So I just got in a new order of Spertzl tuners. The green one I was just holding is not actually the ones I'm installing today. Those are ones that I have from another set. However, it is a shade of green. It's a little bit of a different shade of green and gold that we'll be installing today. As you can see here and take out of the package, they actually do put instructions with a little stencil here that you'd actually use to mark your positions on the back of the headstock. So go ahead, if you were to actually be doing this along with me, you would go ahead and tear this out because you will need that. We're going to use that in our marking process here. Now, there's a couple different post positions that you could have, so you'll want to make sure you're identifying the right one. We've got the upper post position here that we'll be marking. So we're just going to flip this headstock over here. These tuners, the great thing about them too, they are also ambidextrous, so you can actually switch everything around for a left-handed guitar. There's not a specific model that you have to buy for left-handed versus right-handed. So we can see that it's going to fit in the holes, no problem. So we're not going to have to widen the actual holes on the headstock any, which that's good. We're just going to line this up real carefully here and mark where we're going to be drilling. And I'll speed this up here. We're just going to mark each position very carefully here. Alright, we'll make sure our dots are good and clear. I'm using a Sharpie pen just because it's a little easier to mark with versus a pencil, especially with the finish on this guitar headstock. Now I'm going to be using some painter's tape to mark my drill bit so I don't go too deep into the headstock. It's about 3/16 of an inch, but I'm just going to actually measure it here with one of the tuners to see where the post is at. We've got our bit taped off and ready to go. We're going to get these holes punched in really quick and then we'll set up our tuners. So we've got our holes all drilled. Let's start setting these tuners in, and then we'll get them tightened up and be able to show you all what this finished product's going to look like. Alright. Alright, so that'll do it. There's our finished product. I hope you guys found this helpful and informative, especially if you're looking for some locking tuners and trying to get some ideas. Definitely keep Spertzel in mind. That being said, please hit that like below and hit that subscribe to my channel if you want to get more videos like this. Definitely I'll try to keep them coming as much as I can. Thanks so much, and I'll see y'all next time.